What's up guys, another fun day in the kitchen. Today we're doing an awesome experiment. We're gonna be testing a gas cooktop versus induction electric cooktops. Now I don't have a full oven in the showroom, but I have the Traeger side burner which works the same as any oven cooktop. So we're gonna do a versus video and see, with induction technology coming on so fast, like hot and heavy, there's so many induction cooktop styles out there now. I thought the only way to test it is one, we're gonna do a boiling water test, a race to see which one can win. But really to test it, we needed an excuse to do some barrel-aged, bourbon, dry-aged ribeyes, right? I mean, any excuse we have around here to grill up a ribeye, we're gonna find a way. So, man, these look good. I'm excited. Gas or induction? Which one? Only one way to find out. Let's go. Okay, so don't forget, if you're in the Denver, Colorado area, come to our showroom today. You can check out all of our awesome appliances for yourself. We will have induction cooktops on display in the future. As of right now, we don't, but those are coming, especially with how popular they're becoming. Let's start with some aesthetics before we get into our hot water boiling test and of course our ribeyes, which are gonna be awesome. Now, aesthetically, there's a huge difference. So for example, this oven here, this is the Ilve range. You can order it as a gas cooktop, or you can order it as an induction cooktop. So aesthetically, the gas is gonna be this traditional sort of cast iron tops, versus when you do an induction, you're gonna have just a black, glossy glass finish all the way across your range. Now, if you have a classic Italian style range, you tell me which one you're gonna prefer the look of. Right, Rochelle, which one looks better? As far as the top, do you like the flat glass or?
No, I like that.
Yeah, traditionally in a classic look, it's really hard to beat the aesthetics of gas. So for me personally, as a traditionalist, you gotta give the aesthetics to the gas cooktop on looks alone. But what about performance? What about efficiencies? What about speed? We're gonna get into all of that. First, let's get our ribeyes prepped. I thought we'd go a little fancier today. So we got some salted butter, we got rosemary, and then we got mushrooms. So let me prep and wash our mushrooms. All right, mushrooms are done. So we're gonna set the mushrooms to the side. All right, you guys know me, if you haven't watched my videos, nothing but salt, pepper, garlic. So this mustard does nothing as far as flavor. It is just a binder. And then our Cosmos rub, which is salt, pepper, garlic. I don't like sweet or tangy or any of that garbage on my steaks. I love it on pork and fish, but no need to get, you can get cute real quick with steak, and that's not necessary. These are about seasoned and ready. Okay, I'm gonna set this over. We're kind of makeshifting something here. I'm gonna set this over here by our fan in case we kick up too much. I'm using cast iron pans for both. I'm gonna find our hottest burner on the gas side, and then our burner here. Now what I like to do, personally, put the butter in cold, because you can at least on gas, whoopsie, you can overheat these in a hurry, real quick. So the butter, how fast the butter's melting, gives me a good gauge as to when the steaks are ready to go on. All right, I'm gonna try to, obviously it's just me, I'm gonna try to time this as so close as I can to each other. Okay, that's on and ripping. All right, let's get the convection one going. This one got a little bit of a head start. It was browning the butter pretty good. Now cast iron doesn't take long to heat up. But what I want to see is if we can get as good of a sear with our convection or induction, which I think I would know what the answer is. You want your pan around, 500-600 degrees before you start searing your steak. Now here's something crazy. Now here's a huge advantage to convection cooktop. Let me show you something. So see, this is burning right now. Check this out. So The convection cooktop is safer. Now what I mean by that is, watch this. Yep. Cool to the touch. Made me a little nervous to try it. Here we go. First one going in. Love that sizzle. That means we're getting a nice sear right into the butter. All right, let's see if we can accomplish the same thing. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow, just as hot. We're gonna let those sear for a little bit and get our rosemary ready. Both are doing pretty good. Now let's get a couple pieces of rosemary in here. Let's get that going. A couple pieces of rosemary in this one. Okay. You got some cloves for me? Garlic me. Thank you. Let's get some garlic cloves in here. We'll do 3. Oh yeah, you smell that? Oh mama. Oh mama. Come to papa. That rosemary, chef's kiss. Now, I only want to flip these once. So let's do this. Let's start getting my prep station done and ready. All right, no time. Just gotta wipe, just get all of this onto the floor. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't anticipate anything tasting different between the two. But, you know what? I think they're about ready to flip. Let's try giving them a flip. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a nice crispy golden. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What am I, Kool-Aid man? Oh yeah. Let's get this going. Let's get some more butter in here so we can do some basting. Do this properly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These charred even a little nicer. Okay, more butter. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna start basting away, going to town. All right, let's baste these. See what we got going on. We're running a little hotter over here, Chris.
Yeah, looks like it.
Let's go a little more rosemary, one more of each. Get some freshness in there for this side. Okay, let's get our mushrooms in there. Should we, Chris? Get them going? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah. I mean, look at this. Maneuvering over the Traeger. Oh gosh, I'm making a mess. Goodness gracious. Oh, buttery mushrooms with ribeyes for lunch. Let's just, a little sneaky peek. Oh yeah. Sneaky sneak on this side. Okay, we're done here. Oh, it's heavy. Okay. So let's put the electrics right here. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good there too, huh, Chris? What do you think? Oh yeah. We're done there. Definitely done there. I'm gonna let these rest a little bit while these mushrooms kind of finish up a little bit. These are our electric ones. So let's dump these all over the electrics. Oh yeah. Let's do our gas ones. Now let's test these. The guys don't know which one's what, so let me call them over. All right, so 2 of these are gas cooktop and 2 of these are induction cooktop. So let's...
You know what's which, but we don't.
I know what's what. Let's try one. That's a medium. Overcooked it a bit.
That's all right. Taste of rosemary a little more on that one.
Yeah.
Oh man. Can I tell you which one so far?
Yeah.
This guy hands down.
But what's what?
This side's probably gas. I feel like maybe you had a little bit more control over it. This one maybe got away from you a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So this is gas. This is electric. I felt like the settings, it's so much easier on gas because you can literally just see it. You can see the flame.
Right.
So I knew exactly how to modulate that flame to where it didn't overheat on me. This one overheated on me a little bit. But would you turn either one of them away?
No, eat both of them.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, delicious ribeye. It's a delicious ribeye.
Might take a little.
All right. I would agree that gas gave us
Can I try
better
your Slim Jim?
overall
Yeah.
heat control. Yeah, you want some Slim Jim? Gas gave us better overall heat control. We're gonna finish this up and then we're gonna do the boiling test next. Okay, boil test, speed test, race. Electric induction versus gas. Which one can boil water faster? There, she's on. Let's get this one going. We gotta be quick about it. Gas has a little bit of a head start. All right, I think gas has just a touch of a head start here. See some little bubbles coming. It's hot, but it's like tolerable. I bet you it's 100 or so degrees. Let's check it out here. Yeah, it's a good 5 to 10 degrees behind, I'd say. Because that's been the biggest, issue with gas versus electric in times past, was the old electric that's not induction just can't keep up at the same speed as gas. So that used to be the biggest advantage to gas. With induction, it heats up so much faster now that it's kind of eliminated that, but I'm curious how far apart these are actually gonna be. In the defense of the test, I was messing with the controls on here and I probably ended up a minute late before I was able to get it on full speed. I was able to turn it on right away, but to get it at a full 10, which is basically ripping versus ripping, honestly, this is about a minute behind. So if this boils first, I'm gonna give it about a minute and see how far behind this is. So I'm gonna space them a minute apart, if that makes sense. Obviously the gas, when we're talking about consideration of that, you need vent hoods with both of them, but this is definitely putting off more fumes. I can feel the gas. So it's definitely putting off a little more fumes. You're not gonna have any of those fumes with the electric. So some of the chemicals that you get in a house, that's from the actual cooking process. You're gonna get that either way because it comes from cooking, not the fuel type. But you are gonna get more carbon monoxide, obviously, from the gas cooktop than the electric. So I think the electric's a little bit safer. It's cooler to the touch afterwards. Aesthetically, I like the look of gas, but like we've always said, the biggest hang up with electric is that it doesn't get as hot as fast. I'm curious to see how tight this race is gonna be. We're getting close. Okay, Chris, let's start this timer. I think that's at a full boil, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Okay, so this should be, if this is about a minute behind, I guess we'll have to see. I think we're at a full boil, don't you?
That's fine.
Okay, 30 seconds. So it was about 30 seconds behind. That's better than I thought. I thought they'd be tighter than that, or further apart, didn't you? Because again, the misconception is that electric, let's turn these off before we spill water everywhere, huh? See, watch this, check this out. So we can just move this over because of the magnets that use, and you just hear it click off. Just clicked off. And look at that. It's warm, but I can touch it. This, you can't touch. You don't want anything to do with that. So it really held its own. Which knob is this, Chris? There we go. It held its own. The steaks cooked about just as good. I think my only knock on it was it's just a touch slower, just a touch. And then I had a little harder time with the temperature control. when I was cooking the steak, because when I'm cooking with the gas flame, you can just visually see the gas, and you know exactly, it's just, for me, I think just cooking with gas, it's easier to dial it in visually on the flame. You don't have that visual effect on the electric. That would be the only thing, my only knock on it. The best part was we got to make steak for lunch. So I would say if you're shopping, it's pretty much a toss-up, but a lot of homes are going all electric now. And if you're in an all electric home without gas, I think from a performance standpoint, you don't have to fret as much anymore. Like the electric induction cooktops, the technology has improved a lot. It's more safe, and it cooks almost just as fast. My personal preference is still gas, but the gas and electric used to be here and here, and now they're here and here, I think. So it's a much tighter race than it used to be. Stay tuned for more.